Alright guys, Levi Trumbull reporting here. So hopefully this video right here is the last video that I have to make about the Charlotte Aufden-Brinke criminal charges that she brought against 3 people over the span of 10 days. If you've seen my last video that I just put out, then you already know that all of those charges, all of those cases have been dismissed, the charges have been dropped, and none of those defendants will be having to suffer any consequences as a result of those criminal cases which Charlotte Aufden-Brinke initiated. So if you have any questions about that, I interviewed Shaun Porter. He was one of the defendants. You can check out that last video that I just published. What I want to talk about in today's video is just a quick recap of everything that happened in the district court for Frederick County, Maryland today as it relates to those 3 cases. I was in the gallery, I got to witness it firsthand, and now I want to share what I witnessed with the viewer. So we're going to do that now. So here's what happened. As you know by now, there was 3 defendants. All 3 of those defendants were males. It was 2 ex-boyfriends and Shaun Porter. So in the case, there was a special prosecutor that was assigned. It was Natasha Blount of Howard County, Maryland. She stepped in to prosecute these 3 cases. She filed a motion to relate all 3 of these cases and to try them together. She did a motion to relate. That motion was granted by Judge Dino Flores. This hearing today was held in the district court for Frederick County, Maryland, and it was Judge Gregory Powell, who heard these cases today, and it was at 12:30 p.m. noon in courtroom 1, which is on the 3rd floor of the Frederick County Courthouse. So here's how it played out. So when the case was called, Natasha Blount, who was the special prosecutor, walked up to the prosecution desk and she advised the judge in the case, again, that's Judge Powell in the case, that she was going to be doing a no prosecution for all of the defendants, and the judge asked the prosecutor to call each defendant one by one up to the defendant's desk to officially exonerate each defendant and enter a non-prosecution status as it relates to each defendant. So the first person she called was ex-boyfriend number 1, who happens to be a lawyer who resides in Frederick, Maryland. That particular ex-boyfriend of Charlotte's actually was not there, but his attorney was there. So his female attorney went up to the defense desk, entered her appearance on behalf of the defendant. Of course, it went back to the prosecutor. The prosecutor said that she would be entering a no prosk for the charges, and boom, just like that, the whole thing was done. As it relates to that first boyfriend who didn't show up but had his attorney appear on his behalf, that attorney was very gracious and even at the end thanked the prosecutor. It was very quick. After that, the second boyfriend was called up to the defense table, and when that happened, he was actually with his attorney at that point. So he had a male attorney representing him, and just like the person before him, the first boyfriend before him, the judge was advised by the prosecutor in that case that the charges would be dismissed, would not be prosecuted by the state. And finally, the last defendant to walk up to the defense table to have their criminal case set to non-prosecution status would be the person I was sitting right next to, which was Shaun Porter. Now, Shaun Porter came into court wearing his very offensive black t-shirt. He was wearing black basketball shorts, and he was also wearing open-toe sandals as, I guess, a way to make a statement to the courtroom that day. When Shaun Porter walked up to the defense table, the first thing the judge said to him was, "What is your name?" He said, "My name is Shaun Patrick Porter." Then the judge asked him, "Are you represented by an attorney today?" He said, "No, I will be representing myself pro se." Then the judge in the case turned to the prosecution, and the prosecution, just like the other 2 defendants, notified the court that they would be entering this case into a non-prosecution status. Then, once all that was said and done, the judge then looked at Shaun Porter and thanked him for appearing in court to make his appearance. And with that, Shaun Porter walked off. And just like that, everything was wrapped up and we rolled out of the courthouse. We walked down to the first floor, out the doors, and then we conducted the interview, the one that I just posted previously on my channel. So it was very quick. All this took maybe 5 minutes. Each of them were up there for no more than 2 minutes at a time. It was a very quick thing, and all's well that ends well for these three defendants. So that is the recap of everything that happened in the district court for Frederick County, Maryland. Levi Trumbull reporting in Frederick, Maryland.